Hello, thank you for checking out Mr. Ware's videos. And today we're looking at part two of a video I'm doing on Unit 4 review. I've already did part one when I started off doing some equations, regular equations. Here I am going to work on literal equations. So what we want to do here is the same as doing um, regular equation, except instead of having x equal a certain number, you're going to solve for whatever they tell you to solve for. But you're still going to use the inverse operations. You're going to do the opposite of whatever it is. Okay? All right? So let's take a look at it. All right. As I look here, I see that this one right here, 12 is kind of messed up here. That b goes here. Solve for b. All right? So now I'm going to zoom in and solve these right quick. All right, here, so I got f is equal to negative b plus y. They want you to solve for y. So y is being added to a negative b. We want to remove that negative b, so we're going to make it cancel itself out by doing the opposite. So instead of minus b, we add b on both sides. All right, so here I got f plus b, but you can't really do f plus b. So we're just going to write f plus b. I'm going to write it in lowercase like they got it. And the b's cancel out here, leaving just y, so y is equal to f plus b. Alright, number 13. Alright, here they want us to solve for q. Here's q right here. It's being added to a positive 8. We're going to subtract that 8 on both sides, like so. That's going to leave h minus 8. These two 8's cancel out, bringing down the q. So q is equal to h minus 8. Alright, 14, they want us to solve for b. Now here, b is being multiplied by 9. Seems weird to, well actually not. We're going, you got b times 9 here. So we're going to do the opposite of multiplication and divide by 9 on both sides. The 9's will cancel out, and b is equal to t over 9. So those are some simple one-step literal equations there. Alright, let's take a look at 15. Alright, this looks like an actual formula here, but here we want to solve for b. Alright, and I'm going to do this in a few steps here. We want to solve for b, and what I want to do is I've got the fraction, which is being multiplied, and h, which is being multiplied, right? So I'm going to do each one individually so that way it's clear. You could do them together, but I'm going to do each one individually. And I'm going to start with the h, because we're solving for b. Alright, so h is being multiplied times b. I'm going to do the opposite of multiplication and divide. Divide by h, capital H, and divide it on both sides. Okay, the h's cancel out, and I have f over h is equal to 1/5 b. Alright, next up, I want to remove this 1/5 from b. It's being multiplied. So what you want to do is you want to divide. But how do you divide fractions? You divide fractions by multiplying by the reciprocal, 5 over 1. So 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 1 is 5. The 5's cancel out. Okay, and that's going to leave you f over h. And we're going to multiply by 5 over 1. 5 times f is 5f, and 1 times h is h. With all this cancel out, you have b. Alright, moving on. 16. Alright, this one seems a little bigger here. So it might take a few more steps, but that's okay. We want to solve for x. So we want to get this isolated by itself. First thing I want to move is this n. So you do that by multiplying, because it's being divided into all of this. So we're going to multiply by n. Don't let this number throw you off. But you're multiplying by n on both sides, so this can cancel out. So you're going to take the u and multiply it by n. And I'm going to write it as a lowercase like they got. Alright? So this will cancel out. That's going to leave you hx plus ay is equal to u times n. Alright, we're still solving for x. So before we deal with the h, we're going to deal with this ay. So instead of adding ay, we're going to subtract ay on both sides. Okay, the ay's go away. You're going to bring down the hx. It's going to be equal to un minus ay. Okay, and you might have nu here, but as long as they're both multiplied, you're fine. And now we're going to eliminate the h by dividing by h, so they'll cancel out. And you're going to divide this whole expression by h here. That's going to leave you x is equal to un minus ay divided by h. All right, moving on. 17. All right, what are we solving for here? F. Solving for f. So what I'm going to do here is, first, I'm going to subtract the 10g on both sides, like so. 10g minus 10g, that'll cancel out. You got 5f is equal to h minus 10g. We're still solving for f, so I'm going to do the opposite of multiplication and divide by 5 all the way across the whole term over here. 5's will cancel out, and f is equal to h minus 10g divided by 5. Excuse me. And that is all the literal equations. All right, what we got next? Some inequalities. All right, let's see how many of these I can get through. All right. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit on 18. Now, the inequalities are just like the equations, except when you divide or multiply by a negative number, you have to swap the inequality. So first, I'm going to start off by adding 10 on both sides. Bring down to 4x less than or equal to 16. Then divide by 4. Positive 4 here. And x is less than or equal to 4. $19. We're going to subtract the 10. And notice I'm subtracting 10, so I don't change the inequality because it's negative. Same sign, find the sum. Less than or equal to negative 30. 10's cancel out. Bring down to 6x. Divide by 6. Divide by 6. The 6 is positive. The 30 is negative. We don't swap it because the 6 is positive. This will cancel out. X is greater than or equal to negative 5. Number 20. Negative 6x minus 6 less than 18. We're going to add 6 on both sides first to get this negative 6x by itself. The 6's cancel out, bringing down to negative 6x less than 18 plus 6, which is 24. Alright, now we're going to divide by negative 6. Here's we're dividing by negative. We swap the inequality. 6's cancel out. X is greater than -4. Alright, zooming in on 21 here. We got variables on both sides here, letters on both sides, numbers on both sides. We're going to move the letters to the left. First, I'm going to subtract 8p on both sides. That'll cancel out. 2 minus 8 is 6. Negative 6p minus 15 greater than or equal to -3. We're going to add 15 on both sides. Okay, the 15s are going to cancel out. I'm going to bring down this negative 6p. All right, greater than positive 12. Different signs, find the difference. Divide by negative 6 again. Swap the inequality. P is less than 12 divided by -6. Positive divided by negative is a negative. 12 divided by 6 is 2. All right, 22. All right, I'm going to add 5W on both sides. This will cancel out. This will be just W minus 5 less than -14. We're going to add 5 on both sides. Okay, bring down the 5s to cancel out. Bring down the W. W is less than -14 minus 5 is going to be, okay, you'll get -9 here. And W is less than -9. Alright, I'm running out of time here. I'm going to see if I can squeeze in one more problem. Alright, we got a little distributive property here. Negative times a positive is a negative. 4 times 1 is 4. Then T. Negative times a negative is a positive. 4 times 2 is 8. Less than or equal to 16. We're going to isolate the variable here. Subtract 8 on both sides. 16 minus 8 is 8. 8's cancel out here. Bring down the -4t. Divide by -4. Don't forget to swap the inequality. Greater than or equal to. Cancel out here. Have t. And positive divided by negative is a negative. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Okay. And that's most of the inequalities. I am going to save these next 3 for my next video. But for now, thank you for checking out Mr. Ware's videos. Have a nice day.